This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states or situations.
It's Another Side of Midnight.
Political humorist T.J. McCormick.
Now, to the Bernard McGurk studios of 77 WABC.
Here's T.J. McCormick.
And joining us now on Another Side of Midnight with T.J. McCormick is comedian and cancer survivor. That's a credit on his resume. Terence Hartnett. Terence Hartnett is with us. Terence, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks so much for having me, TJ. What's up, man?
Not much, brother. I tell you what, in reading your bio, the first thing that jumped out at me is that you, like me, are a Terence with one R. That puts us in a unique small club. The fact that we're both comics, you actively, me formerly, we are definitely birds of a feather. Congratulations on your recent time in Scotland at the Fringe Festival.
Yeah, Edinburgh Fringe Festival it's my fourth time. I had a great time. It's all been successes. An amazing festival. I've gone every year the last 4 years.
For anybody who doesn't know, the Edinburgh Fringe Festival is an eclectic group. It's a mainstream comedy, but a lot of stuff around the edges. Some really unique one man, one woman shows. So it's very, very cool, Terence, that you're there doing that 4 years running. You are a unique individual. You are a cancer survivor twice over. Tell us about your, I hate to be typical and millennial and say the word journey, but all right. This one time. Tell us about your cancer journey that started with testicular cancer.
I do think this does qualify as a journey. I know that's overused, but this is definitely a journey. 2021, diagnosed with testicular cancer, and it was stage 1. It was relatively not so worrying, It was stage 1. They go, we got to make sure it doesn't spread. Looks like it didn't spread. We caught it early. Nice job. Stage 1 testicular cancer. So it was kind of a laugh. I was been a comedian for 7 years at that point. So honestly, it was just more material,
It was
just...
sorry. But yeah, so in your mind, you're thinking close call, given the material, given the region of the disease. Okay, some fun jokes. And you probably figure, you know what? I can also add a message to my act. And now I'm a real viable guy. Hey, look, no such thing as bad publicity or marketing when you're a comic, right?
No, that's exactly right. I thought that okay, now you have a story to tell,
Sure.
I used to be just typical straight white guy in his 20s talking about how dating is weird, you know what I mean? And now I have something real and interesting to talk about.
100%.
And it's the funniest cancer you could possibly get. I don't know. I don't even think colon touches it. I think testicular cancer is probably the funniest cancer you can get.
And who really wants to touch colon? But go ahead.
Exactly. So I did a whole show in the Edinburgh Fringe. They kind of like these big personal narratives, So I took a show there to Edinburgh Fringe. This is 4 years ago in 21. I called it One Ball Show. It was my one-man show about having one ball, my one ball show. I had a blast with that. So then, the 18 months I'm cancer-free, I thought I had a close call, but I'm totally fine. It's all a big laugh. And then 18 months later, in a routine cancer screening, they find a 5-inch tumor at the top of my left lung. So huge, fast-growing, really serious cancer. Now it's like this chapter.
5 millimeters? 5 centimeters?
I said inches, brother.
5 inches?
Inches. I put it.
Dude, that's my fist. I mean, I'm a little guy. But, hold on. Okay, let me just back up real quick. Was there even a chance that was the original cancer that had spread low? I mean, how did...
It did. It was.
So I'm right. I'm a doctor.
You're basically a doctor, DJ.
Okay, thank you.
This is it's crazy because it was undetectable at the time, but it had spread, but in a microscopic way. So, they thought I was totally in the clear. And so I was just having routine screenings, but it grew so fast. I had one screening. It was totally fine.
Right.
6 months later, I got a 5-inch tumor. So it had grown almost an inch a month. So it's really fast.
Whew.
Really aggressive thing. So everyone was super worried. So this is it's like night and day from the first time, it was not a laugh. You know what I mean? It was really scary. I got into chemo right away. I had to do chemo for 4 months, and they didn't know. Honestly, they didn't know which way it was going to go. Like, they were like legitimately. Nothing was routine about this.
Right,
rare.
Right. And again, now this is not a smoking-related lung tumor. Were you ever a smoker?
Honestly, no. Like, ironically, I was the healthiest I've ever been. I had quit drinking a year or two before I ever got cancer. I had drank. I don't smoke. I'm running marathons and drinking kale juice.
Yeah. That freaking kale juice. It's like damn kale juice. Go ahead.
I know. I like to remind people that, because it's like this kind of thing can happen to anybody. Like no one's safe. Like no amount of kale, quinoa,
Jesus,
nothing. Kefir,
you know what, dude. The kefir,
nothing will save you.
All that stuff in the fridge section. Just go have a steak and a burger, because it's either thumbs up, thumbs down. This is interesting. A couple of weeks ago, and now this show finally has fans. We have fans. We have people. So I can reference some earlier shows. A couple of weeks ago. Actually, a week ago, phones lit up when I was doing show prep for the Sunday morning program on Saturday afternoon. I opened up the New York Post, and on like page 4 or so was the list of they had done a survey, and it was the 10 biggest fears that Americans are facing. It was a survey, a popular survey, and it took a poll. And I took one look at it and said, well, there's the show. That was my show prep. I just knew inherently we'd have a show, because I'm a recovering alcoholic myself. It's been 20 years that I'm sober. And, so much of what I've learned in sobriety is that so much of life, when you're not living it right, or actually, no, that almost sounds judgy. I think what I'm saying, we're also susceptible to fears, and it's one, when you're living in faith, when you're living in gratitude, when you're living in a mindful way, that can tend to mitigate and diminish the fear that we live in. Yeah. And the fear is not always fear of getting run over, fear of, losing a loved one. It can also be fear of not being enough, fear of not being loved, which some experts say all fear comes down to not being loved. I say all that to say, when your buddy and my buddy Chapin Fay, who's also actually appeared on the show from in Gaza, when he approached me about your story, it was right on the heels of having done that program. And dude, you, Terence Hartnett, are sitting there experiencing so many of the things, having experienced and conquered so many of the fears that so many people live with day in, day out. And whether or not it's a fear of themselves getting cancer, a fear of a loved one getting cancer, a fear of chemo, a fear of not being well in general. Some people are even afraid to take that first step to run a marathon or a half marathon.
Sure,
You've conquered a ton of fear. Is that you? And I swear to God, I'm getting to a question. Is that your MO anyway? Are you normally a risk taker? Are you normally a fear conqueror? Or did life throw you 2 major curveballs and a scaredy cat had to become a hero?
I wouldn't say anything about like conquering fears, but I'm definitely easily bored, So like before any of this happened in 2020, I'm sitting around in the pandemic, and I ended up I bought a van and I started driving around to national parks, so I was like, I'm always trying to live it up, So like,
well, it's better than driving a van and becoming a pedophile. I think you went in the right direction with the van. Sorry,
those jokes were around, believe me. Yeah, you got to be careful with the van. A single guy getting a van, I know. But of course, of course, stand up. That's not boring. If it goes well, it goes bad. It's never going to be boring.
Right, totally.
And then you go to, I got cancer. I go, let me try to tell this story in Scotland at this big festival. That'll be exciting. Like New York's getting a little stale sometimes.
Sure.
And then, now cancer treatment wasn't boring either,
how did that go? How did that go?
To be honest, I think there's a couple different aspects of it. Like, of course, there's the fear right there. There's the fear that you're not going to make it through this stuff, and that's crazy. There's the discomfort of the treatments and whatever, but honestly, the hardest part was the uncertainty and the fear. Like, am I going to get through this thing?
Yeah. How was your family? Girlfriend, wife?
I had an amazing girlfriend who now, of course, has become my wife.
Hey.
If she goes through all that, then she's wifey.
Yeah. No. And you know what, dude? How old are you?
I'm 35.
You know what, man? Something that you learn, and you learned it early, is that women are built pretty damn tough. They are built for crisis. They are built for, look, they may tear up at at a Hallmark Christmas movie and we sit there and roll our eyes going, you gotta be kidding me. But you know what? When the chips are down, you want a woman by your side.
Well, let me tell you, the night we found out that it was back and it was a big deal, I mean, like, I'm the one sitting there crying and she's on her laptop, doing logistics. She goes, okay, we'll go here and here and here. We'll figure this out.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
That's it. My wife kicked me out of the house. When I was drinking, my last night of drinking, everything ended when my wife had the courage and the bravery and the fortitude and the chutzpah to kick me out of the house. The only terms of my return were to go to rehab, and that was strength, and that was tough. Yeah. And, and ever since then, I live in fear of her because she is 1,000 times stronger than me. That does not surprise me that you're sitting there, gasping for air, and she's scouring the internet looking for the specialist. That's how women approach life, and thank God had a plan. It
was scary, touch and go, and obviously, like, chemo's no picnic. Like you're losing your hair, whatever. I mean, like going through, and the hair thing is like, that's the least of your worries. Everyone thinks that the hair is a big problem, but like, you're nauseous, you're tired, you barely have the energy to have a conversation, See, now that sounds like me every damn day. I think I'm built for chemo because I walk around nauseous and tired, afraid of my own shadow, but my hair is amazing. I'm 57 and I have all my hair and I look magnificent. Again, everybody, this is Another Side of Midnight with me, TJ McCormick. We're talking to comedian Terence Hartnett, who is a very accomplished dude in an early stage of his life here. You're probably sick of hearing the word stage. Between stages of cancer recovery and the comedy stage. Yeah, I think you're done. Let me ask you this, man. Speaking of comedy, and Terence just finished up his 4th run at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, which I never had the pleasure of doing. How did your sense of humor help save your life? I mean, chemo is one thing, clearly, as you just described, but attitude is just as powerful. Tell me how your sense of humor, your outlook on life, how that drove you and pulled you through this, which I think there's a little bit of God in there as well. That's just my personal. I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, like, I think, one of the gifts that I've always had is like sort of like a humorous optimism. You know what I mean? Like, with little things and big things. It's like something small goes wrong and we're making a joke about it. My whole family's like this. With sickness and with death and whatever, we're laughing right away.
Sure.
Like some people it's tragedy plus time. My family is like tragedy plus 15 seconds or so. Like they're right there making the joke right away, and we have plenty of people from your same club in the family, and so there's a lot of jokes that need to be made in order to smooth things over, so
Indeed.
I was lucky to have that, and so right from the jump, like we're making jokes. It's the only way we know how to get through this kind of stuff. So making things light. My friend came over and we shaved my head, and I took the hair from the floor, I put it right back on my head, and I go, I look exactly like the president of the United States.
Nice.
I'm doing a Trump impression.
Nice.
So my buddy was there the whole time, and I'm sure you saw it. We have a documentary of the whole thing called Cancer Free.
Tell me about this. Tell me about the documentary. Tell me about Cancer Free.
What's so cool is that we were just filming in my van, going around national parks. We were just filming other stuff around end of pandemic.
Yeah.
And then this cancer thing pops up, and so we were already filming a lot. And so I'm just talking about what's going on with me at the time. So what's really cool is it's like a real time documentary. A lot of documentaries.
Oh, that's great.
In the past tense.
It's organic. It's in the moment. Oh, go, baby, go. That's great.
Right. So instead of a guy sitting there going, I remember it was June of 2021 and we were sitting there, it's me, it's film from June of 2021 and me saying, it's no big deal. It's stage 1 testicular cancer. I got one ball, I'm off balance. It's my right ball. I'm leaning left, stuff like this, just, and saying, and my buddy's going, aren't you worried? And I go, I'm not worried. It's stage 1. Relax. It's not coming back. And then the documentary can just cut to, me in a hospital bed a year and a half later, just to be able to see that instead of having it be a story that's like told, to see it all in real time, I think is like the real the real special thing about this documentary, but we captured all of that. I mean, the hair loss, they took out my whole left lung. So that ended up taking my whole left lung out.
That was my next question. So tell us about, again, we're talking to Terence Hartnett, comedian, one lung, one testicle. He's about to run a flipping marathon, the New York City Marathon on Sunday. Tell us about that. Healthy guy, you knocked off that stage 1, boom, boom, boom. Turns out you found what was the original cancer that had actually spread low. This thing, they didn't even know it was there in your lung. It kept growing. Regular routine screening, you find a 5-inch tumor. Good Lord. It probably looked like a police badge on the X-ray.
It's a grapefruit, man. It's big. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And so was the first thing they did they have to knock it down before they did the surgery, or what will give us the timeline from the discovery to the all clear in 30 seconds?
That's the scary part is they go, we've never treated this specific kind of cancer before. Like usually you want things to be routine, like.
So you're looking at the experts who normally with their God complex are like cracking their knuckles going, we got you, Terry. Terry, we got you. This is Dr. Jablonowitz. This is Dr. Hector. He's from Brazil. He's going to fly in, do this. We did this last Thursday on 4 Guys. The last thing you want is to see your oncologist team shrug their shoulders.
No, dude. Yeah. And they're going, that's not what you want. Yeah. No. You want to have boring cancer. You want to have not exciting cancer.
Yes.
My doctor, the first day, he goes, I was telling my wife, that is not good.
No. Yeah. No.
You don't want to come up at dinner.
Right. I want to be a yawn.
Yeah.
So go ahead, buddy. I'm sorry, I interrupted. So go ahead. So they
have nobody in New York State was understood what was going on with me exactly. They flew me to Indianapolis. I went to see Indianapolis because that's where the best testicular cancer doctors in the world are. Yeah. And that's how I ended up. I got treated by Lance Armstrong's oncologist.
Wow.
This guy, he basically cured metastatic testicular cancer. I mean, I don't know if he cured it, but he brought the death rate for metastatic testicular cancer used to be up in the 70%. Like once it spread from the testicle, you were in real trouble. That's why they had all the screenings were so important, because once it spread, you were in deep trouble. But this guy, Dr. Einhorn, invented a new chemotherapy that just really takes care of it. So he cured Lance Armstrong with this sort of new chemotherapy. They got me to this guy, and this guy helped me because he understood a lot better what was going on with my body. So he helped me out, and it was really cool to meet him. He's a legend. Like in the cancer community, everyone knows him. It was really funny. They go, "Oh my God, you got Einhorn!"
Wow, Einhorn. Yeah, geez, you got bumper stickers, and Einhorn saved my life. He sizes you up. You go to Indianapolis,
right?
And guess what? Again, did they have to knock it down with the chemo before they could do the? Okay.
Yeah, so they had to go. They go, we don't know if this chemo is going to work. We're going to try it. We're going to hope it shrinks it down. And if it shrinks it down, then hopefully we can get this thing out clean,
Right.
And so there was uncertainty there for the first couple of months where they go, to be honest, we're guessing. We're going to throw some stuff at the wall and see if it works. So that was super scary because we just didn't know. It turned out it was shrinking. So that was like amazing news. Once we found out it was shrinking, it was like, yes, shrinks down enough. And originally the plan was to take out only half of the left lung. And at some point they just sprung it on me like, hey, we're taking the whole thing. So that was like a little heartbreaking. And then it was, April, 2023. So just a little over 2 years ago, they took the whole left lung out.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and it was, it was a crazy surgery. I mean, you wake up with tubes coming out of you.
Oy. How long between the lung removal and the cancer free? If by the way, they've already given you that total, blanket statement. I don't want to assume. I don't want to assume that they have.
No, I think they kind of stopped saying stuff like that to guys like me because they got burned once.
Yeah. Okay, that's a funny way of putting it. Okay, all right. So
they go, you're in observation. So what that means is I got no more treatment. Right. They go as far as saying there's no detectable cancer in their body.
Understood.
It's almost like lawsuit lingo, and they go what I can tell you is there's definitely nothing detectable.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm sure Chapin Fay, your comms guy, can relate to that kind of language. Say, you know what? Let's just say undetectable, okay?
I feel like I'm out of the woods. That's how I feel. And that's how I'm treating it. I don't know.
Well, out of the woods, certainly, you're definitely back in life. I mean, because you're running the New York City Marathon this Sunday. Tell me, man, I mean, what's it like preparing for a marathon with one lung?
It's slow. I tell you what, in one word, I would say slow.
Is this your first marathon back?
No, I did one. It's my first marathon back. Yeah, I did one in 2017.
Okay.
With 2 lungs.
Right.
And I would say training for this has been about twice as hard as the first time.
Sure. I mean, is it, let me ask you this in all seriousness, Terrence, seriously, be serious. Yeah. Dumb question, but for all I know, is it going to be like running 48 miles? You know what I mean? I mean, is that what it's going to feel like, or is that how you've been training? And what are your expectations? Like, I mean, are you going to, if you make it from the Verrazano to like, Bushwick, are you going to be like, you know what, next time I'll make it all the way to Queens? Hey, I'm serious. I mean, I'm like, how are you setting your expectations? Is this like for you with one lung? Is it like a 2-lung person running 48 miles?
You got this idea in my mind, and I think that like if I do this in any decent time, like I'd be happy to get under around 4.5 hours, 5 hours would be great for me.
Right.
But I'm going to challenge the winner of the marathon on Sunday. I'm going to say, you know what? Let's do a rematch.
Yeah, you take your lung out.
We'll do one marathon per lung.
I'll run what is it? What are you running? I know you know it by heart.
26.2.
26.2. So I'm sorry, 52 miles. Okay.
Yeah, he can run 52.4.
Yeah.
So he finishes his first one, start again right away, and we'll see if he can beat me to the finish line. Yeah. And then we'll talk. That's fair.
Those Kenyans are such show-offs. Those Kenyans are such with their little short.
Still beat me, I'm afraid, but I think it'd be more of a fair fight.
Yeah, I think so. We're talking to Terence Hartnett. Terence Hartnett is a comedian, a cancer survivor, a 35-year-old who has lived 2 lives compared to yours truly and a lot of people listening. Just to bring us up to complete current day, first of all, tell me real quick about the preparation.
I started from absolutely zero, like literally. I used to run marathons. I used to run 10 miles, no problem. And then I lost my lung, and I'm also recovering from chemo. So, in general, like
you're depleted, dude. You're depleted.
Back down to nothing. Yeah. So, I start with like I would go for a walk. I go for walks. You're supposed to go for a walk, and then once in a while, I'm feeling really good on a sunny day, walking on the beach, and I go, I'm just going to run. I'd run for 30 seconds.
Little jog.
Like 30 seconds. I get it. And then I just start building that up. Can I do 5 minutes? Can I do 10 minutes? Mm-hmm. And then I'm going, can I go for a mile? Can I go for 2 miles? And building it up over the last 2 years, feeling better. Wow. And, I got to, I ran 21 miles 2 weeks ago. That's the last big kind of run you do before the full marathon. And I'm feeling good. And I found out, your lung capacity is one thing, you don't need all of that air all the time. I did what's called the VO2 max test. I don't know if you're familiar with this.
I've heard that. I have heard that. I've never done it, but I've heard that.
Yeah. They put a tube over your mouth and nose, and they put you on a treadmill, and they see how your oxygen is absorbing.
Yes.
And I asked them, I go, how'd I do? And they go, you're about average, which was amazing to me. Wow. And I go, could you tell I have one lung just based on the charts? I mean, I told them, obviously, I thought it'd be kind of funny maybe to just go in blind, but I did tell them that I have one lung, and they go, well, I think right here in this test where we have you breathe in and breathe out, your full lung capacity, we see it here. But in terms of like liters per minute of air going in and out of your lung, you're average. You're doing average. It's just working harder.
Jeez.
And at this pace, most importantly, at this pace, you can manage your airflow and oxygen. Honestly, like marathon running is the best thing for me to do in terms of like...
Sure. Wow. That's right. I guess it would be, right? If anything's going to increase your...
I wouldn't be a competitive sprinter.
Right.
And even I play basketball now, I've lost a step. Like when you do these short sprints, it's not going to happen the way it used to.
Sure.
But in terms of long distance, it feels kind of the same. I'm slower, but I honestly feel like I used to, which is amazing.
Wow. This guy is Terence Hartnett, and he's tougher than all of us combined. What's the name of the documentary? Where can people see it?
It's called Cancer Free, and it's going to be out early next year, early in 2026. we got to shoot for the marathon, so we're going to use the marathon as
there you go. Okay,
we're going to run the marathon at the end of this documentary. We can get a little shot of that.
Yeah. Oh boy, you're probably thinking, boy, what's more dramatic if I don't make it or I do? What was more dramatic? And so this Sunday, running the New York City Marathon. Do you have any appearances coming up? Any gigs that we can promote for you?
Nothing huge, nothing in New York.
Okay.
But honestly, like I've got a ton of stuff.
Well, Mom Donnie's New York doesn't deserve you, so screw New York. I'd be playing somewhere else myself. No, go ahead.
No, it's exciting stuff. But I mean, Instagram and YouTube are great. If you search Terence Hartnett, I'm Hartnett on Instagram. Okay. Terence Hartnett on YouTube. I'm going to have a lot of stuff about the marathon.
Yes.
My specials that are kind of detailing this whole story in a very funny way, not a sad way.
Of course.
A lot of jokes about hard stuff. So give me a follow on those. Excellent.
We will definitely make sure. And let's absolutely, in the great last words of every radio show, let's definitely have you back on when this is all said and done, and let's recap. And let's definitely, when it comes time to promote the release of the doc, by all means, please be in touch. I'm sure Chapin will. Buddy, listen, best of luck to you. Godspeed. Thank you for being an inspiration and for reminding me of everything I'm afraid of. Thank you for being an inspiration.
Thanks so much, DJ. It was a pleasure, man.
Seriously, good luck. God bless. And I'm just meeting you, but I'm really proud of you. And I know everybody listening to The Other Side of Midnight are with you.
That means a lot.
All right, Pally. Be well. God bless. Go get him.
Thanks a lot.
All night long. This is Another Side of Midnight
with TJ McCormack.
77 WABC.